Hi, my name is Bibek Adhikari. I am an English instructor. In today's class, we are going to solve the reading portion of Unit 10, that is good habits. So let's begin.
Alright, in this class, we will talk about habits and behavior. Habits and behavior. So, first of all, let's do a little brainstorming and let's write some good habits on this side and bad habits on this side. What that means is, let us just list down all the different kind of good habits and bad habits. What could be a good habit? I guess waking up early can be a good habit, and sleeping till afternoon can be a bad habit, right? And studying daily can be a good habit, while partying daily can be a bad habit. Wait, it could be a good habit for some people, but now I'm assuming that it's a bad habit. Smoking is a bad habit, while eating green vegetables can be a good habit. So, this is just, brainstorming. I want you to take out your notebooks and write something. Write some good habits and some bad habits. Did you do that? Right, now let's go to the reading portion. We shall now study something called good habit. Let's begin. Everyone may have good as well as bad habits. We should give up our bad habits and adopt good ones. We are able to create, change, and eliminate our habits. However, it is not easy. Good habits help us control our lives. We need to do more in a short time to improve our relationships with other people and promote self confidence. Good habits help us to be happy in life and find the balance between the time for school, work, recreation, meeting, people, other activities. We need to find out what we value most in our life. Moreover, it determines our habits, and our habits will determine who we are. Our habits, good or bad, will shape our characters. When we are able to deal with our own habits, then we may be able to deal with other people's habits. In order to create good habits, we should have good paradigm in our lives. We will never know how poor our current vision is until we get a new and better paradigm. Therefore, let's know about some good habits. Alright, let's go and learn about some good habits. Be positive. You should stop worrying about the things you cannot control. You should focus on what you can control, that is, your attitude, your decision, and your response, etc. You can take control and responsibility for your own life. Positive people do not blame others for their own actions or feelings. So be positive. You see, that is the number one good habit that you should be adopting right now. Being positive. Be positive. That is what the text means. Second good habit is create a personal mission statement. You should be clear about your values for life, goals for your career, destination you want to reach. You may create a personal mission statement which will act as a roadmap to guide your decision making process. So the second thing that you should be doing is you should be creating a personal mission statement. That is something what we call goal. So you should be setting up your own goal, whether it is about your life, values about your life, maybe it is about your career, or maybe it is a destination you want to reach. So find and make that personal mission statement. That is the second point. Now let's go on third point. Prioritize right thing in right time. You should prioritize and manage your time so that you can focus on and complete the most important task in your life. Prioritizing the right thing in the right time also means learning to overcome fears and being strong during difficult times. It is living life according to what matters most. That is what it means to prioritize things. You've got to prioritize stuffs in your life. Something are more important than other things. Doing your homework is much more important than Facebooking. So you should prioritize, you should divide time. You should make a schedule and give time accordingly. So that is my point. Prioritize. That is another good habit. So let's go on reading the text. Think win-win. You can learn to foster the belief in the atmosphere of win-win in every relationship. So you are encouraged to create an appropriate atmosphere in which both the parties can arrive at a mutually beneficial solution. You should learn to celebrate the accomplishments of others instead of being threatened by them. So create a win-win situation. Win-win situation. There are many situations. That is win, lose, lose, lose. Lose win. So create a win-win situation. Both people should be happy. Let's say you and your friend are dealing in some way, maybe going through hard times. So you can create a situation in which both you and your friend are going to be happy in the end. So try to create such kind of situations rather than being, threatened by other people's accomplishments. Try to rejoice in them, try to celebrate those accomplishments. Create a win-win situation. That is another good habit. Let's go on reading this. Listen to others. You should listen to others. Most of the people do not listen to others very well. One of the great frustrations in life is that many do not feel understood. This habit will ensure that you learn the most important communication skill, that is active listening. So many people do not listen to other people. They go on talking and blabbering and blithering about stuffs, but they do not give a damn when it comes to listening to other people. So don't be one of those people. Try to listen to others, because listening is an art. And to master this art, you need patience. If you're not patient enough, you can never learn the art of, you can never master the art of active listening. So rather than being a passive listener and nodding your head and saying, okay, I'm listening to you, you can be an active listener. You can ask questions in between if you do not understand something. So by being an active listener, you will be an active speaker. This is one of the good habits you should be cultivating in time. Let's go on reading this. Work in group. One person is better for meditation, two are better for study, more are better for interaction. Therefore, you should work in groups to create something better than walking alone. Through this habit, you may learn that it does not have to be your way or my way, but rather a better way. You see? So, working in group is quite important. So, one person is only good for meditation. You can just sit down in a lotus position, relax, and breathe in and breathe out and do meditation. But two are better for study. Two people can discuss, two people can talk, and two people can find different things. But when there are more people, more people means more interaction. So to actively work in a group, you should interact, and the communication skills should be there. And through this habit, you may learn that it does not have to be your way always or my way always, but you can find our way, rather than saying, you should do it my way, or I won't do your way. You can find a common way and a better way. Let's go on reading this text. Renew yourself. You should regularly renew and strengthen the four key dimensions of life: body, brain, heart, and soul. Smart works is possible on the basis of these four and their efficiency. So try to renew yourself. Try to renew your body. Try to renew your brain, heart, and soul. Another thing that you should be doing is be reflective. Reflection is a key technique to reveal your reality, that is, your strengths and weaknesses. You are best person in the world to know about yourself. Therefore, you should review yourself against your friends, your role model, your knowledge acquired from your experience or text. After your reflection, you should not worry about your past, but be happy since you have learned a lesson from the past and make your future better. So first thing you should do is renew yourself. Second is being reflective. Let's go to the last one. Try to be good, not great. You should try to be simple and good. Simplicity is the best method to get respected and loved by others. All good people are great, but all great people may not be so. The simplicity and goodness in nature are always respected and worshipped everywhere in the world. That is the final good habit you should be cultivating. Renew yourself. Try to find positive energy in life. Renew your body, brain, heart, and soul. Constantly keep yourself updated and be reflective. While before going to bed, always think about the things you did today and think about the things you could not do, and try to be reflective. And when you are being reflective, don't worry about your past. Don't be so morose. Don't be so remorseful. Try to accept your past and try to move on. And finally, try not to be great, because all great people may not be good. Think about the people. There were many great peoples in the history of the world. They were not good. All good people are indeed great. Try to be simple, not complex. Try to see best in everyone, and because simplicity is the greatest sophistication. Try to find goodness in other people, and if you do that, you will be always respected and worshipped everywhere in the world. Be simple, be good. That is the end. Now let's go to the exercise portion. The exercises portion, let's go there. The first question that we have is fill in the blanks. Let's do that. Our good or bad habits, blank space, our character. Another question is number B. We should, blank space, habits, our life. Let me solve one more question. Number C, maintain blank space even at hard times. So let's find the answers. The first one is, our good or bad habits determine our character. We should blank space good habits in our life. We should prioritize good habits in our life. Finally, we should maintain self-confidence even at hard times. Pretty easy, right? There are two more questions. I think you can solve them yourself. Let's go to another exercise. In number 2, we have something called match the following. We have number A, column number A, and column number B, and there are some words. Number first is climate. Is it climate? No, it is eliminate. Sorry, eliminate. Number B is proactive. Number C is career. So let's find these words. First one is eliminate. What does eliminate mean? Eliminate means remove or eradicate. What does the word proactive means? Taking the initiative, right? Taking the initiative. What does the word career mean? Career means at work. So there are two more words. I think you can do these questions yourself. They are pretty easy. Now let's go to the question answer portion. We're now on number 3, which is called question answer. First question we have is number A. What do you mean by good habits? What do you mean by good habits? The answer to this question is, to find the answer, you need to go back to the passage. So what do you mean by good habits? Those habits that help to shape our characters in a better way are called good habits. You can define this in a different way also. You can try defining it in other ways, like you can say something like, those habits that shape our well-being, or our attitude towards life, something like that. You can say differently too. No worries. Let's go to another question. Number B. How can we cultivate good habits in us? How can we cultivate good habits in us? The answer to this question is, we can cultivate good habits in us by having a good paradigm in our lives. So we can change the paradigm, and we can create good habits. And now there are other questions like, what shapes our character, who is responsible for our happiness? I think you can solve those questions, right? They're pretty easy. Now let me give you some homework. Your homework would be this: what is the value of good habits in a person's career? Write a couple of paragraphs. This is the question. What is the value of good habits in a person's career? How is a person's career determined by the value of good habits? Write a couple of paragraphs on it. That is your homework. I guess you can do it. It's pretty easy. So with this, we have come to end of today's class. If you have any questions or suggestions regarding this video series, feel free to write us at learning@deerwalk.edu.nb. Thank you.